I'm Tom, Tom's daughter. No, not my daughter. Just two idiots in a car talking about stupid shit. It's not going to help anyone's mental health. People are crazy. This is a start. Wish us luck.
Is my name necessary or not?
Can start with a hello.
Hello, hola, konnichiwa, and hello on this rainy
Hi.
afternoon.
A rainy afternoon indeed, yes. Today's topic, the history or why we decided to do this as a YouTube channel. Okay, she's pointing at me because
Somebody
Apparently it
decided
was-
to do that.
apparently it was my idea. I can say it is partly true because we've been having this conversation for probably more than a year at this point. We used to talk about all sort of things, but we never really recorded any of this. And
One exemption you forgot. I recorded something
yeah,
because you have been whinging. Oh, I want to start a podcast. Oh, I want to start a podcast. And I said, then go start a podcast. That has never happened. And he's like, oh, we should start a podcast. So while we were driving and talking, I recorded 2 conversations.
you did.
And apparently they're not good enough. And after half a year after I recorded just 2 episodes, somebody finally decided, sitting in a car, ooh, I'm gonna make a channel now. Now it's the time for it.
Yes, so again, she used to record few of them.
Only once. not
Okay.
few.
While we were driving, so it had road noise and all other nonsense that you can think of. And
No video, which I like much better.
that's an interesting situation here because the I can think of this for a very long period where I started having this insecurity about the way I sound, the way my accent is, all that. So I was never comfortable to do this. I was never comfortable to have my voice outside. I was never comfortable enough to have my face shown in a video and to see it played back to me. Not really comfortable at all. But recently, the last 6 months, I became
Crazy.
okay with it.
Crazy.
Not crazy. I think maybe it's part of the growth of myself as a person.
Aging is the point.
Yes, that's the thing.
Getting
I'm getting old, and it did help me a lot to be comfortable about having these kind of experiences where I'm comfortable enough to talk. I'm okay to see myself and have this as a creative outlet, and it helps me. This is not an easy thing, but it helps me a lot to be comfortable with myself. There is a level of peace and maybe even freedom that comes with it, that all the insecurities that you hold within yourself are things that you can overcome at some point in your life if you grow to a place where you can do these things. So this is coming from me. I am so comfortable doing this. She's not. Even now she still says that, as she complains to me about that, and I am the one, the driving force here, like, let's go, we have to do more, we have to discuss more topics, we have to be this, that, and everything. So which brings back to the starting of this channel. We had so many discussions, and one day we decided, you know what, let's record this. And we didn't have any serious equipment. Even now we don't. We just use a phone.
Hey, a phone is serious equipment. You can run the world with the phone.
So it's pretty basic. We're just sitting in my car and just having this conversation. Recorded that on the phone. It's great. And
One
we
of us.
yes, and we recorded that, and we thought of coming up with a name for this channel. There was few contenders here. what was the name? The two brain cells and
2 brain cells, 2 continents.
2 brain cells, 2 continents. Obviously, we have only 1 brain cell each, coming up with 2,
Obviously.
and 2 continents because we are from 2 different continents. What the other one? Dead inside.
Debating outside.
Dead inside, debating
I
outside.
still like that one. It's a good one.
Was there anything else? That's 2 and.
No
Oh,
Lives Matter was the first idea.
okay, we.
Because with everything we say, we insult so many people that we thought, it's not that all lives
Everything,
matter.
yeah.
It's
There was
no
nothing
lives
off
matter.
limits. There was nothing off chart here. Everything was debatable. Everything was a topic. So yeah, we didn't go with that. But then we finally set on overthinking overseas.
I wonder why.
We did really overthink about this name. Obviously, we're both overthinkers, even though we have separate or different definitions of what overthinking is. I would say I'm less of an overthinker compared to you are.
Compared to me,
Yes.
everybody is less of an overthinker.
Okay, I'm a very lot less overthinker than you are. So,
Yeah, you're more rational.
can you give an example of your overthinking pattern or something?
My overthinking pattern
Mm-hmm.
starts with food decisions. I overthink every food intake, and if I can't make a decision, I rather starve than eat. It's a complicated lifestyle, okay?
Really complicated
But it
lifestyle.
might have something to do with other issues too, not just overthinking. But overthinking is... Yes.
Okay, explain that.
Well, I think the fact that I'm a nutcase might have some ADHD, autism, whatever backgrounds somewhere hidden.
That's the other thing. If you can think of any of those, what is that? Personality traits? ADHD? It's not a personality
It's
trait, right?
neurodivergence.
Neurodivergence, which is pretty new for me. I mean, I'm not really read on that. I haven't really come across a lot of literature, or my knowledge is pretty anecdotal at this point. Neurodivergence and all the associations of that. I don't have any reasons for that. I do think quite a bit, and sometimes it can bleed into this overthinking pattern where you start with something and it goes in a tangent, and one thing becomes 10 different things, then those 10 become another 100, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, where did we start this whole thread? And you have to find.
Surprised you came back to the original idea of the video after that excursion earlier. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, it did go on a tangent. Yeah, there's an example for that. So in the beginning of this video, yeah, that's one. But that's the gist how this channel became a reality. It's not an easy thing, because we both have our own separate lives, and it's not easy to do this every week and come together, find the right space. And again, we're sitting in a car, but we have to still find a quiet space to do these kind of videos. At the moment, it's raining. It's almost sunset time. It's getting darker. That's the light, so you can see something.
You can see the different skin color that need different lighting.
Okay, she can say that. I don't think I can say that.
I've heard
Mhm.
or I've learned, you do not say white people, you say pale people. But I find pale less comforting than
Is that a
white.
thing, that? Is that?
Apparently in Australia you're not allowed to call white people. You confront them as pale people. And brown people aren't brown people, they're tanned people.
Oh, we're using politically correct words for this?
Well, I need to do that since I'm starting my placement.
Oh yeah, so she is pale, I am tan. What a news, right?
It's not that obvious, come on. And that can go into an overthinking tangent because I would consider your color
Mm.
olive green, olive brown.
I think I have heard people from Spain were called olive, or the south of Italy were called olive skinned.
I know Germans are called potatoes.
Why? Because you guys eat a lot of potatoes?
German potato is a common thing apparently.
German potatoes.
Mm.
Okay, so coming back to the story, why we started doing this, why we started having this channel. Again, this was a creative outlet. Creative as in there's not a lot of creativity by itself here. It's basically an outlet for our thoughts and the experiences we have from our day-to-day lives or lifestyles and things that we have experienced over the years. We have spoken about moving to a different place and starting over, and perspectives do change. You have an idea of life, you have a way of living, you have a way of thinking, and you have to learn, unlearn, and relearn things. And this is part of that. I think we both agree that there is some value to anyone who listens to this, that when you do things that are drastic, that changes you or makes you think or see everything around you in a different light, it adds to you as a person, it adds value to you, and it's going to come back to you and help you at some point in your life. When I moved out of my house and moved to a different country, I have faced some other things, and I felt, oh, this is all just pointless. How this is ever going to be, like anything. But later in my life, I have seen that same experience, whether it's good or bad, came back to me and helped me in another different situation. I can give you an example for that. Like when I moved to Scotland, I was such an introverted person. I'm still is an introverted person. Yes, I am. I used to be happy with sitting in a library or a lab for hours and hours and hours, not having to speak to anyone. But I also used to worry how I am ever going to face an interview or how I'm going to get a job, because I was terrified of that.
Says the cockiest person I know.
That's the change.
Oh,
That is the
dear
change.
Lord.
So I couldn't do that. I used to shake with the whole idea. Like if I think about like, oh my god, I have to face an interview. But then my first job was with Marks and Spencer in Scotland. And I think I have spoken about that. I got a job. So the whole process is I applied for it. They called me for an interview. I wore black and black. I still remember that. And went for the interview. It was an evening, and in Scotland, it was after sunset. It was like 7 o'clock in the night. Again, weird timing for an interview. But anyhow, we got there, and when I walked in, there was like 10-15 other people with me. We were all in a room, and the main one of the people who conducted the interview came in and gave us a scenario in a piece of paper saying someone has placed an order for a cake. I still remember all these details. Someone has placed an order for a cake for the birthday of their child, but we don't have that cake. Something happened, we don't have that cake. They're coming to pick up the cake. You have to come up with a solution for them. We have these 5 other locations around their houses which are open, and 3 of them can make a cake, but not the exact specification. But we can do happy birthday 3-year-old or something. But we can do that, and we have to convince this person that it is okay, which we can do whatever we can to make this customer feel content and happy and not going crazy on us. She said this, and she said, you have 5 minutes to prepare. And we were like, okay, we'll see.
Easy.
She left, closed the door. Within 5 minutes, it's the same person walked in as the customer. We didn't even have the time to breathe. Like, she came in such a frenzy and said, like, I'm here to pick up my cake. And everyone had to, have that mental composure. I couldn't even speak properly at that time. I could manage somewhat, but I wasn't really confident. But I did manage to convince that customer that it is okay and managed to get her a cake. And I got that job. But it was such an experience for me that made me come out of the shell and learned how to speak to different people from different backgrounds and make connections. That was a hard thing, but I got better with that. And every step in my life, that one experience has helped me or guided me to go through certain situations where I'm very nervous or where I'm really not sure of myself. But things like that. I didn't think much of that job because I was there for only 2 months and I was a Christmas casual thingy. So it was not going to be my career or anything like that. But it did help me to break that mold of that introvert where I had to literally come up and perform in a very different context which I'm not even comfortable with. Help me.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm the opposite.
Okay.
I'm very, very introverted. But we had like a workshop in school back in the days where you prepare for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
And these two people that were leading the workshop realized that I do not speak.
What do you mean you do not speak?
Well, we had like group teachings and discussion how you do this and what you do, and everybody contributes and say, oh, you should wear something nice, you should do this on an interview. And I just sit there and listen, and I don't speak.
Yeah.
So at the end of the workshop, whatever, everybody had to go sit with these people and have a interview, like a test interview.
Mm-hmm.
After this interview, they looked at me and they're like, what happened? Because as soon as I walked in for that pretend interview,
Yeah.
I was so professional and I deliver. If I speak to customers at work, no problem. There's banter, there's fun, there's everything, and I'm utterly professional. But if I have to speak to somebody on private matters, like if I hang out with you and another friend, I will not speak. I will not speak. Like Millennium Crisis, facilitating a meeting where I just be professional is no problem. No problem at all. But as soon as I am personally involved, I will not speak.
Right. That is tricky.
Yeah, you can put me in front of somebody, a customer, for example, any day, and I will calm them down with no issue. I can deliver them 5 different options of what we can do to make them feel better because I already overthought that situation in the first 2 minutes. But in my personal life, there's too many choices to overthink and I will never come to a conclusion or solution.
That is quite different, right? Oh, what happened here?
Car battery died.
Please don't say that. It's not the car battery. Okay, we're good. We're back. But yeah, we're sitting in the car and I think there's a time limit for anything.
Technical issues here.
Small technical issues.
But yeah, professional talking is I'm nervous, I'm sweaty,
Mm-hmm.
I'm overthinking everything,
Mm-hmm.
but in that case I'm prepared and I can solve everything. Personal issues, I will not talk. I will just not speak because I'll freeze. It's not happening.
Interesting.
Total opposite.
But then again, were you always like this? And has there been any change over the years?
I always disliked people, talking to people, crowded situations, and I still dislike these things. I really dislike attention to, which is not happening with this situation here.
Okay.
So, no, nothing changed. Still the same. Still very, very uncomfortable.
Maybe it will get better over the time.
while I'm sitting here with my legs crossed, pushing my hands and fiddling because I'm so comfortable.
You're so comfortable, you can.
So maybe one day.
So this is one of the discussions we have every now and then, that we have these videos and how comfortable I have gotten used to doing this, and how not comfortable.
Yeah, fiddling, pushing my glasses, moving every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Watch back the videos. I'm moving more than, I don't know. Maybe I should play a game. I should color in, put a pen on my dot and see how far my nose moves during a video. That could be a fun game.
That could be a fun thing.
Maybe I need to start drawing things with my nose, like a horse. Off the track, sorry.
Off the track, yes. I don't know. I find it really comforting for me to do all these things that I thought I would never do. And currently, one of the things that I'm trying to instill inside is to slow down, be okay with pauses. I'm trying to do a bit of public speaking and everything, which is again another nerve-wracking thing for me, but I'm getting used to that too. Okay with facing people, learning to do that, learning to do this, all that adds to it. And facing interviews is one of those things. But a lot of these experiences that I have had in my life in the last 15 or 17 years has been immensely helpful as a person to face this world, how the challenges and things that came across. I was a kid who wouldn't go out of my hometown to study. I didn't want to because I couldn't leave my house. I couldn't think of living anywhere other than my house. I couldn't think of living in a place where I can't see my mom. I was such a mommy's kid. But then it changed, and I didn't even know how it changed. It changed. I left the state first. 2 years down the line, I left the country. And ever since that, I became my own person, and it has been one of the best things I have ever done. It was hard. It was messy. You make a million mistakes on the way. But all those things came back to me and helped me. There was things that I have done and now I look back on them and like, how can you be such an idiot? But that's the growth. I can honestly look back to that person and say, oh my God, you had no clue of what you were doing. But it helped me to be this person now. And I think overthinking also has its space or place in your head, or it should be a part of your life. I mean, I'm not saying it should be. It helped me in some ways. It can be a time-consuming thing. It can be having its own negatives.
Can be exhausting.
Obviously, exhausting, and because you have one objective, but you're thinking about all the possible pitfalls.
But it can also keep you safe. There's
True.
a lot of people that could use their brain just a tad more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, there are things that people do, and I know that there's a point of living without any fears, like, you're just in the moment. I wish I could be that way, but I am not. I would still think stuff through before I go through it. But I believe it has helped me to become this person, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I would take this person over any other versions of myself over the years. But that's all pretty much I have to say about this at the moment. It's getting really dark, and the light is fading like literally every moment, and I don't think this is gonna work well. Look at me. This is just my cheekbones. That's pretty much all there is in the light. I'm looking like a skull every moment.
I'm getting Jeffrey Dahmer vibes with the see-through glasses, so yeah, I totally see the point.
All right, we will see you next week with something else. Different topics.